before game recognize you. So what you wanna do on the blind? What's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your host, CTV. As always, honey, it has been a very fascinating as motherfucking week. Oh my god. Hold on, I'm getting any feedback. Let me mute one of these lives so I want to see my live in real time instead of the StreamYard version of the live. So it's been a long ass week, you guys. Like I haven't did content in a week because my raggedy ass internet had like issues going on. So they finally sent a competent ass tech out here to replace my equipment, and the bitch has been flowing and fluid ever since. So round of applause. The Spectrum. Thank you, Perp. Hi, Classy. You look flawless tonight. Speaking of flawless, thank you for one. But can you believe a bitch caught my hair synthetic? Like, girl, you got me fucked up, bitch. You must be girl, clearly you ain't familiar with the kingdom, baby. You clearly ain't familiar with the kingdom, bitch. Okay? Ain't nothing synthetic over here, bitch. We don't do synthetic weave, synthetic marijuana, bitch. We can't even spell synthetic. Ho, you got me fucked up. Fuck you talking about? Them bitches always trying it. We just did the fucking gentleman's panel over there on Official King Pain, girl. I think sometimes subscribers and supporters think because they in that damn comment section that you won't drag their ass. Girl, no, wherever CT is, if you come for the doll, you will get dragged on any day of any hour where I am, bitch. I will pause the show, bitch, just to give you an exclusive, girl. Just to give you an exclusive, baby. Just know that. Oh, what's going on, Shay, baby? What's going on, babe? So we had a great conversation. We had a great dialogue. Look, the gentleman's panel got it going on right now, girl. But apparently the gentleman panel is maybe moving on up, okay? Because apparently the Armand Wiggins show and the gentleman's panel will be collaborating very soon. So we're coming to a TV screen near you guys very soon, okay? Round of a fucking applause. Is there anything else I need to make mention of before I get into this discussion, honey? Oh, Father God. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Okay, so I got a lot of content to get into. We got a lot of shit to get into, you guys. So you're probably going to see a very full month from the CTV. So yeah, we're gonna have it crack-a-lacking. You guys know what today's title is, okay? Hey Tracy, what's going on, Perp? Colorism and basketball wives. Is it hard to cape for OG? The litmus test, okay? Where do I start? First of all, I don't fuck with basketball wives. I haven't fucked with basketball wives since Evelyn was fucking Tammy's husband, okay? That's the last time that I fucked with basketball wives, okay? I liked basketball wives up until, I don't know up until when. It just fell flat for me, okay? But the basketball wives damn sure didn't need my click in the motherfucking view to prosper on through. So the show has continued to go on for seasons and seasons. And here we have Miss OG, who has been, a cast member for the past 2 seasons. And baby, OG came to make motherfucking history, baby. She revitalized the goddamn brand, baby. They might as well scoot Shawnee O'Neal right on up out of that goddamn executive producer role and give that seat right to Miss OG, baby, because she is literally the only thing giving the Basketball Wives brand revitalization, okay? Because literally, without OG, without some of the controversy and issues that are coming up on the show, there would be not shit happening. I mean, what they was gonna do? Have Evelyn and Jen a fight again over the back of her daughter's fucking neck being nappy and shit? Like, what else were they were gonna do, honey? Okay, find some other poor, fluffy chick to wanna reinvent and give a new motherfucking wardrobe to. Okay, like, I think that's where they lost me at. Like, everything became stupid. They became stupid. The situations became stupid. It was nothing happening. Motherfuckers was just grasping for straws, girl. But some serious accusations and circumstances have arisen as a result of OG's presence, and the issue of colorism has come up. Now I'm going to have a special guest on to help me to talk about this issue. Matter of fact, she's my hair vendor, and bitch, it ain't nothing synthetic either about the bundles that she supplies. Okay, her name is Tootie's Bundles. She is a Black entrepreneur, honey. She has been good to me, girl, and all of my kinky straight dreams and fantasies. She's amazing. She's also new to speaking publicly. Okay, she's a little nervous to come onto the platform, so I want you guys to be very kind and very nice to her. She has some things she wants to share and some things that she wants to speak on as it relates to the issue of colorism. She's a brown-skinned woman herself, and I want to give her an opportunity to come up here and to speak her truth, to speak her plight. And we want to get into some nuance in terms of this debacle between the ladies on the cast, okay? I believe Tootie's is in the stream, matter of fact. So you stay right there, too. So I'm going to put the link in the stream, honey, and you come right on. Your hair color this week flows really good with your new tat. It's like the flames extended through your hair. Right, baby? Thank you so much, Shay. Okay? We giving eccentric teas over here, baby. I am the new reincarnated Prince, honey, the artist formerly known as. Yes, God. That's what we giving. And but before we get there, you giving me Jean Grey dark. You have no idea, Lauren. Girl, you just made my pussy twerk, okay? Because Jean Grey is my favorite mother. Okay. You on it, Lauren. You on it, baby. But before I bring Toots on, I want to talk about Funky Dineva. I want to make this clear. I like Funky Dineva. I'm subscribed to Funky Dineva's platform. Now, I don't watch everything Funky Dineva do, but I love Funky. I think he's great. But I've also matured enough, right, to understand that I'm not going to find everyone who I like and support agreeable. So I'm personally fine with every now and again coming across a content creator's content and maybe hearing a perspective that I don't personally think is correct or right or I don't agree with. And that doesn't require punishment from me to that content creator. I'm not going to unsubscribe. I'm not going to cancel, because when I really think about it, there's not a single person in my life anywhere whose every idea, every way of life, every thought, every desire, every perspective that I agree with. So I'm fine with not always agreeing. In this instance, I don't agree with Funky Dineva, but I still like Funky Dineva. Okay? So Funky Dineva is not new to this. He's really true to this, which is what I did not understand about the video he did today, which I did get a chance to listen to. He went on this spiel about how he didn't major in sociology. Okay? You guys know he also didn't go to school for economics, and he's more familiar with the philosophy of the old lady sitting under the goddamn tree. And he was saying that he shouldn't be held accountable for maybe not understanding or being able to see things when they happen, because these aren't per se his areas of expertise, even though he kind of like contradicted that by saying that he himself has experienced colorism. So I was like really kind of confused in terms of what correlation was he not able to make, since he himself is a dark-skinned man, since featureism would be something that would impact him, because a lot of people, his own subscribers, make it very clear to him that they don't consider him attractive, but he's grown on them for other reasons. Maybe personality, maybe education, maybe his sense of humor. And a lot of those comments are under his own video. So I'm just like, you would think if anybody would be able to relate to OG, it would be Funky Dineva, who also is a dark-skinned black man, who also says he's experienced colorism, but apparently not the case. Now, when he has said that he could not and does not specialize in sociology, I was like, well, Funky Dineva, that's a real weak excuse, because you've tried to have these conversations about colorism, featureism, racism, white supremacy, etc., black women, and they've been canceling you since you've been trying to have these conversations. And every time you do a video, you have hundreds, sometimes thousands of black women sitting here educating you. So you can't no longer say you can't necessarily be held responsible for being innocently ignorant when you constantly have black women telling you you're wrong, black women telling you, no, Funky, this is what it is. And maybe you should spend a bit more time in your comment section actually dealing with all of the enlightenment that black women are providing for you, so that you don't make a mess of these conversations, because it's clear that they're rooting for you when you try to have these dialogues, but you missed the mark, in their own words. So it was just weird to me that he was not educated. You know, Funky Dineva got dragged a year ago when he dragged Blue Ivy for her looks. I kind of low-key dragged Funky Dineva too for that comment. So he's gotten his ass handed to him out here on these streets as it relates to this. So at this point, there's no excuse for ignorance. There's no excuse to not be enlightened at this point when you got this many people telling you what the fuck time it is. Now, before I bring Tooties on, I want to say this too. Funky Dineva whole thing is, why can't everything happening to OG be because she's simply unlikable? Perfectly fine. I myself don't want to live in a managed society where I have to get along or find ways to like unlikable people. But I'm gonna tell you what the issue is. People make it about color. People make it about skin tone. People make it anti-black when you go for the hair texture, when your insults are directed toward the features of that African person. OG is Nigerian. So everybody knows that it was not a coincidence when Evelyn used the monkey emoji as a clapback against OG. Everybody knows this. Now, OG does have a bit of an attitude. But here's the issue. OG has no more of an attitude than anybody else. And yet OG is constantly the individual who's singled out. She is made to be so fucking aggressive that she has to be kept on the left wing of the reunion stage. But nobody felt like Malaysia, who picked up an entire fucking table in another country and tossed it through the atmosphere with the intention for it to break Jennifer's neck. And nobody had to be in protective custody because Malaysia tossed an entire fucking table. And Malaysia, this wasn't her first rodeo either. We saw the motherfucking hands on deck punch she gave to Gloria's ass during the second season of this shit. Tammy Roman, who done smacked bitches up Evelyn called her a non-motherfucking factor. And Tammy decided to get an attorney, which happened to be her fucking fist, to represent her across Evelyn's face. She also decked the shit out of Mika in the club, and nobody had to be separated and narrated as overly aggressive. We saw Mika and Tammy be able to sit right across from each other during the reunion. We saw Malaysia and Jennifer be able to sit right across from one another. What about Jackie's crazy ass running through fucking parties, ripping off dresses that her fupa will not allow her ass to have a silhouette in? Okay? We don't remember Jackie's fight with Drea when Drea had to sock it to her ass. We don't remember Jackie's altercation with what's my girl name? Dark-skinned chick. She was on Basketball Season for one season. Her and Jackie got into a fight that was so goddamn brutal, they didn't even allow us to see the fight. But we did see the aftermath, which was Jackie so in, looking like a goddamn so out after the fact. We saw Tammy also bully the shit out of Keisha. We saw Evelyn ass also throw a glass at Roy's face. We saw her deck another woman in the face with water. Again and again and again, we've seen aggressive acts from the majority of these women on the cast, and yet OG is the only person who is so dangerous, so threatening, so menacing. That motherfuckers need to be separated from her physically, and or she needs to be off the show. But the gag is, OG hasn't, and all that they say about OG has yet to put her actual hand on their bitch. Now, when we do flashback Thursday clips from all the seasons, can we say the same thing about every other bitch on Basketball Wives? But OG has yet to put her hands on any fucking body, irregardless of how aggressive and dangerous they say she is. Not to mention that just last season, Evelyn Tumbelina was running after not Christian, but is it Cicely? Cece was running after Cece down a whole motherfucking driveway with a whole goddamn bamboo stick. And thank God OG was there to intercept, and glory of God swung Evelyn's Afro-Latina ass right to curbside, where she is after every relationship with every athlete she's attempted to make a man out of. So it's the hypocrisy for us, sis. It's the hypocrisy about democracy. I have no problem with them narrating OG as violent and threatening and menacing, but the issue is, why has no other bitch who has perpetuated actual violence and actual aggression for seasons still get a check, still avoid social backlash from the girls, still be well received, and still be able to operate accordingly? Because what's good for the goose needs to just be good for the goddamn gander. And like Quentin Carter said, Evelyn claims that OG was on the other side of the goddamn room because of the taunts, but they all have participated in social media fodder All of these ladies have used Twitter and Instagram as ways to feud rumors, threats, to be salacious, to hurt and harm each other. Hell, isn't Evelyn getting dragged because of her weaponizing her social media accounts against OG? A few seasons ago, Royce and some of the girls was going back and forth about whipping ass on social media. So, once again, none of these things are mutually exclusive to OG. They're exclusive to the entire fucking cast. Literally, all of these women. All of them. Now, people will say, well, OG just has a bad attitude. Yeah. But if that's where they would have kept it, we wouldn't be in this situation with OG to begin with. See, the issue of colorism comes up when you are using a monkey emoji as a visual reference to the most African woman on the cast. Remember that scene where all the ladies was at dinner and OG was doing the prayer in her native language? And Shawnee and some of the other girls were looking up and laughing and kind of mocking Nigerian culture. See, it could have been just about OG having a bad attitude. And they really could have built upon that without there ever being a reference or without this ever crossing into colorism and anti-blackness. But when you mocking her culture, mocking her native language, referring to her with emojis as a fucking monkey, dragging her for her looks, on top of finding it completely inconceivable that Chad Ochocinco would even want to remotely have anything to do with OG on a sexual or romantic level. When you bring all that together, you get a heavy, dense, very concrete argument for colorism and anti-blackness. See, this is what it reminds me of. It's like when people say, I don't have an issue with I don't have an issue with trans women, or I don't have an issue with gay people. And then as soon as there's an altercation, you want to drop every F-bomb. You want to draw the disrespect toward the gender identity and or the sexual orientation. Well, damn, bitch. Homophobic or nah. And then those people don't want to be deemed as homophobic. If you fall out with the gay or trans person and you don't want to be titled as transphobic or homophobic, when you argue, can you just make it over what you're arguing over? If I disrespected you, deal with the disrespect. Check the disrespect. But no, it's never there. Are that case for homophobes or colorists? Because every time a colorist and somebody who's anti-black as fuck or racist as fuck falls out with somebody on the other team, the insults will always come back and will always reflect that colorist fucking complex, that racist motherfucking complex, that homophobic fucking complex that people are suffering from. It's very fucking easy to fall out with a dark-skinned person without being colorist. But you can't fall out and have a disagreement and an altercation with someone dark-skinned and then talk about how big their nose is and call them all type of monkeys and all type of black-ass apes and blah, 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 and then get to play in our faces by saying, I'm not colorist though. Somebody got to make it make sense. Hey, T. Trisha. Hi, Tawana. Hey, Sipping Social Light. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Hazeway. And they are lazy reads. Sipping Social Light. Now, I want my girl Tootie's Bundles. Baby, if you in here, I want you to hit the link. I'm going to bring you on. And this link right now, you guys, is for Toots. Because Toots wants to chime in on this conversation and she want to speak as a woman to this. And we want to hear what Toots has to say. They are lazy fucking reads. And, you know, once upon a time, people could get away with fighting any kind of way they want to because the culture was different, society was different. There's a lot of things you could get away with 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago that you can't now. And just because, and if you fuck up and forget that, that's, you have to take onus for that. You have to take onus for that. Take onus for that. Let me make sure this Toots, you guys. I see her backstage. Toots, are you there? I can't connect you. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
I'm here.
Let me see. I think I can bring you in now.
Nervous as ever. I'm
My
here.
shit is lagging. Let me see. Is Toots here? Hi, Toots.
Hey.
I cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Because
Can you hear me?
No, I can't.
Oh.
Try to come back in and come out if you can.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, you guys. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Can you guys hear me? Oh, so you guys could hear. Is it just me? Let me make sure. It might just be me. Let me make sure it's not me. Shit. StreamYard always on this motherfucking period. Oh shit. It might have been me. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I think Toots is here. It's a little lag on my end, I think. Hi, Toots. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh my! I think they can hear you, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
God damn it! You stay right there. Let me come in and come back out.
Okay. No, he said he's gonna go back out and come back in. No, I was saying, give me headphones like Kaya Cartier headphones to make sure, because it has a microphone on the headphones. I feel like on the spot. Thank you, babe. He went out so I can come back in. Well, he can come back in. But I'm nervous. I'm on live. I'm doing okay. I see in the comment section y'all asking me how I'm doing. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit nervous, but I do want to speak on this conversation. Thank you. Um, thank you, Purple Lover. You give me.
Hey.
Hey,
Oh my God, I am so. So let me tell you what. Let me tell you what I had to do. First of all, I don't. StreamYard will not let me back into my account on my laptop. So then I got smart enough to jump on StreamYard through my cell phone.
oh,
So
okay. Cause
right.
I'm
So
on
now
my
I'm here.
cell
I don't
phone.
know
I don't
what.
have this like you do. I'm on my cell
Look,
phone.
it is the anti-black demons in the universe that are literally trying to stop this moment from happening. Okay, so get behind these, Satan. How are you today?
I'm good. I've been nervous as heck. I've
Don't
been
be
taking
nervous. You are at
notes.
home. You at
I've been
home
taking
here.
notes and trying to be ready and prepared for this show. I was like, oh my.
No, I absolutely love it. You are at home. I want you to relax, even if you got to turn that comment section off so that you can just focus on my beautiful voice talking to your beautiful self. Just focus on me
That's
and
one
don't
thing
let that.
my husband told me. He said, don't look at the comment section, chill
Yeah.
out, and just be ready to talk about it.
Yes, and you are completely human. Like I had to get used to the same thing when I first started being a content creator. But before we get into your comments tonight about the show and what's going on with Funky Dineva and OG and the girls, I want you to tell the people a little bit about you and what you do, promote your business, okay? And then we can move in from there.
All right, I'm Tootie's Bundles. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a hair company online. I sell hair as far as bundles, closures, and wig units. I'm selling bonnets and head scarves as far as for your edges to lay your baby hairs down. Um, check me out at Tootie's Bundles,
Mhm.
TOOTIEZ.com. Check me out on IG, Tooties underscore bundles. Facebook, Tooties Bundles Boutique. Just check me out. I'm very nervous. I do need to, express and tell you about my business stuff very nervous.
Yes, you know what? If you got to hit that Hennessy bottle one good time, don't be afraid to hit that Hennessy bottle, honey. One good time. Now, before y'all, this woman, before I let her go, I got to give her roses. This woman is a motherfucking miracle worker. When I tell, no, literally, when I tell you, I had been on the search from heaven to hell for
Stop
40 inches
it.
of kinky straight hair.
You don't understand. I have salivated at the mouth for years at this length of kinky straight bundles. And literally, I have searched the highs and the lows, and I could not find a single vendor who had that texture of hair in 40 inches, because everybody knows kinky straight is my favorite texture because I
I
think it.
worked hard to get that for you though.
Look, and that's why I got to give you your roses, because this one, look, I thought she was lying. I did not even though I did not believe it until I got it in the mail. I fell to my knees, y'all. I said, "Oh my goodness." Kinky straight hair, I think, is just the best texture for African American people
It
with
really is
it
though.
is. I don't know why kinky straight is. Can you, because you are a hair vendor, can you tell me how kinky straight is in the industry and why you think it's not more popular amongst African American men and women than what it really is? Because I'm like, why is not everybody wearing this texture of hair? This hair is perfect.
Well, most companies they promote straight, body wave, deep curl, or that whatever. They don't promote kinky straight or kinky curly and stuff like that. I have
Mm-hmm.
noticed that as far as vendors that I've been working with, they
Mm-hmm.
don't really, like promote kinky straight and kinky curly. I mean, um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a popular thing because if you have natural hair, it blends very well with it, and they just don't be understanding it. That's all I'm gonna say. They don't understand.
Yes, I'm like, look, you can get that same lay and that same slay with kinky straight. Like, I know that people into the Peruvian straight, Peruvian wavy, Brazilian wavy, and
Brazilian, yeah.
Malaysian. But I'm just like, baby, that kinky straight, I literally don't even have to flat iron my natural hair. I can just literally brush my hair into that texture and move on about my day.
And
And if
it
I have to,
works well, right?
yes, like the hair, like literally all of the colored hair that you guys see me wearing, all of that is kinky straight texture. It colors well, it blends well. I mean, yeah, we probably a whole nother topic for a whole nother show.
That's a
Okay.
whole another conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But it is great, I have
mm,
noticed with Nicki Minaj, she actually had kinky straight in the pink. And I was like, wow,
mm, yes.
thinking about sending Davion some pink.
And you know what? I finally got that PO box situation situated. So I will be sending you that information tonight.
Okay, you better give it to
Okay.
me because I've been trying to send you some stuff and you ain't hit me.
Yes, God. I'm trust and believe, honey. I did not forget because I know you had the pile up. I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna need that gift bag real quick. So let's. So
Yeah.
you obviously are passionate about this subject. So I just want you to kind of just jump in where you just want to start with what's going on with OG and colorism. Yeah, just give us your truth.
Okay. Let me give three tops:
Mm-hmm.
colorism, featureism, texturism.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's start off with colorism. I've experienced it before at a younger age and as of now. Far as colorism, it's like people don't understand it because I can say or feel or get irritated or go off or how I want to, but just because I do what I do, it's like, oh, you an angry black woman, you bitter or what, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why I can say what I gotta say, but then when a light skinned person say what they gotta say, and then it's like it's okay for them to do what they gotta do or say what they gotta say, but it's never okay for a darker skin or a brown skin person to say, "Oh, I ain't finna tolerate this and I ain't finna tolerate that," but I gotta be labeled as an angry black woman. I'm not angry.
Mm-hmm.
I express how I feel about something, and
Yeah.
why I gotta be labeled as an angry black woman for that?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then, featureism, I don't have, the bell pepper nose and stuff like that. But
Girl,
at
you
the end of
perfect.
the day, you know, I have other dark skinned sisters and brothers that does have that, and they stereotype like that, and it doesn't make sense to me at all
Mm,
because of the features. Oh, because they got African features and not European features.
yeah.
You know, I sent you that
Yeah.
screenshot
Hmm. You
about
did.
like most of the celebrities, they have light skinned women.
Yeah.
And they prey upon that, and it's like they teaching it to just not just us, but our kids and our children are looking at that and thinking that it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand that. What you feel about that?
I mean, well, you just touched on it, even just going back to the angry black woman situation and how darker skinned black men and women have kind of been narrated to be more untamed and jungle like and animalistic and all of that shit being rooted in racism, because light skinned and mulatto mixed race people were considered in-house niggas and considered passable. They also
Brown
got
paper bag.
the brown paper bag test. Yes, a lot of those complexions and features afforded those with the privilege of being seen as more civil. Um, and so just how ugly that type of rhetoric is, even for me being on
Oh,
the
the word
lighter.
ugly is the worst to even say about someone. To
And
like just say somebody is ugly is just disgusting to me because it's like people can be ugly or whatever. I had my time say, oh yeah, that person's ugly, this, that, and third. But
yeah,
really ugly is how you are inside as a person.
yeah,
Because I can date somebody that's not very attractive to someone, but because of how they make me feel or how they are as a person, I can't consider them being ugly on the outside appearance. And I feel like it's wrong that we look at appearance more than what the person can bring to you. You know what I'm saying?
yes, yes, yes. Even with this particular cast, like people were saying, well, Jennifer and and Christian are on the darker spectrum too, and they're not claiming colorism. But I'm like, also, but when we talk about featureism, like that's what we're talking about. It's like Christian and OG have different phenotypes. So because OG has the wider nose, she has the more African features, whereas in Christian has a smaller face, a smaller nose. She has what's considered good hair. She has what's considered pretty features. Even though she's still dark skinned, she, because of the issue of featureism and different phenotypes, she's not able to, of course, claim the same colorism and anti-blackness and discrimination that OG is. And so
I just
this
want to throw
conversation
one
around,
thing in there.
huh?
I just want to throw one thing in there. Jennifer is not
Yeah.
all that cute though.
Look,
I
look,
just want to throw that in there. She ain't all that cute though.
baby, hey, right? Like, you know, and and so I, mm,
Look, you
okay,
don't
so
even want to say it.
look, so just to back up a little bit, when you heard Funky Dineva's
Oh,
review of this, well, let me ask you this question. Do you feel like dark skinned men go through the same thing that dark skinned women go
I
through?
feel
Because
like they
because it
do.
always seems to me that dark skinned men always act so removed from colorism. They
I feel like they do.
hmm
We have some dark skinned men that is attractive because you know, I am attracted to dark skinned men, but my husband's light skinned or whatever. But what I want to say is about Funky Dineva. I've been following him for like 2 or 3 years, right? And I love him and
hmm
I like his perspective of what he talk about. And he articulate a lot of stuff rightful. But when I watched him today, I was not pleased
yeah,
with how he went about it. And you saw what I sent you in your
yeah,
DMs. I didn't like it at all. I felt like he wasn't like being acceptable, open about it. He didn't even give it a chance because he also went and said that he wasn't going to check the unedited video. And I was like, really though? And then
Mm.
I was in the comment section and it was a lot of people like just tearing him up. Like, really though? Dude, you gonna not say this and that. They was tearing him up. And I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, I was in the comment section too.
Tearing them up.
I was in the comment
Tearing them
section
up.
too.
Mhm.
But
So, what do you think his experience has been that he's also able to claim colorism, but then at the same time be completely dumbfounded in terms of what OG is using as her basis for calling Evelyn and some of the cast members colorists?
I just feel like he's just being ignorant to the cause right now. A lot of people saying, "Oh, you getting paid by Shawnee or whatever for the show." I just feel like he was being ignorant, and he didn't even want to
Mm,
take a chance or look at it, and he was just being lazy because all his other content, he do research, he do everything, and that's why I follow him, and that's why I watch his videos because he be on point. I watch you,
yeah.
I watch other bloggers as well,
Hmm.
and I just feel like it was just laziness. He should
Yeah.
have looked into it. He should have watched the video and not just be like, "Oh, how I feel about that." I feel like he should have actually did his job, what he do, what he get paid for on YouTube, and did what he need to do. And I feel like his reaction or what his mind frame would have been different. That's how I feel about that.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm about to say something, and you tell me what you think. And chat, y'all tell me what y'all think. Because I was just thinking about it as I was asking you that. I think maybe one of the reasons why dark skinned black men sometimes can act just as dumbfounded and stupid on the issue of colorism is because maybe the fact that they are fetishized within their own community and by non-black communities as well, they they still have this sense of self-esteem, and they feel accepted even though the grounds they're being accepted on are a fetish, such as black skin or dark skinned black men being considered to have bigger penises or being better in bed or being more masculine. And so, and there are literally communities that literally prey upon and have an attraction toward black men because of these mythologies and ideas that are projected onto black men. I don't think that that's the case for dark skin. I don't think dark skinned women have been given that even to be fetishized. I don't even feel like dark skinned women have even been able to benefit from that because they've just ultimately been really disposed of and narrated as unattractive, undesirable. Whereas in the dark skinned black man, he does get, I guess, some leverage to feel somewhat desirable because at least he's being fetishized. So I feel like being fetishized for dark skinned black men sometimes can create this illusion that they don't experience anti-blackness. I know there was a big thing that happened like a few months ago where there was this white female I don't know what it was. It was like a private group where these white women were in the were in this group and they were just sharing all of these
And they was talking
deplorable.
about how they was downgrading the black men and all that. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about because I was on that. I never brought it up to you, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. They was talking about, oh, I can be this,
Hmm.
that. Yeah, I know exactly
Hmm.
what
Yes, and it was so fascinating to me because black men really be gloating around feeling like they're just the shit, and I'm just like, do you realize that? Yeah, even though you get to be with Becky with the good hair, even though Becky will marry you, even though Becky will lay down with you, even though Becky will do all of that, but the reasons why Becky is choosing you are completely insidious and superficial and soulless, and so for you to be like that uninformed and to really think that you are benefiting or
or
that
you
it
being
means
a
something because
person
you're chosen is
because a lot of men feel like they get a white woman and feel like they got a privilege because they with a black woman. In reality, it ain't even that. So they so big headed in their head and feeling like, oh yeah, you with me. And they thinking that the white woman feel like, okay. yeah, I'm happy to be with you and this, that, and third. And really, they not. They not. Because when I did see that video, I looked at a video where
Mm-hmm.
the woman actually said that being with you makes me downgrade where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm more up because I'm with a white male or whatever race, up. They don't
Mm-hmm.
even look at being with a black male is a step up. They don't look at that. And then you have the black men that don't even understand or realize that they just with them, they just playing them. You know what I'm saying? And I watched another video like on TikTok, and this woman
Mm-hmm.
said, I decided to have a baby with a black guy just because I want the melanin and I want my child to survive. And I was like, what? What you talking about? It makes
Mm.
sense to me. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense to me, but that's another conversation that we're gonna have to have.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it
Mm-hmm.
didn't make sense to me that she felt that way. But I got it.
Mm-hmm. So with you being a brown skinned woman yourself, like tell us a little bit about your experience growing up. Like how were you treated? What did you feel like? Like what was your experience of light skinned men, of light skinned women? Like what were the dynamics? What were you made to feel about your skin complexion and your own desirability?
I ain't gonna lie, it created a lot of insecurities about my skin color. Um, I had a couple or a lot of friends that was light skinned and they was picked over more than me. Um,
Mm,
and it made me feel to a point to where I kind of hated my skin because I was dark skinned or whatever. But then I had to like understand and love who I am, love my complexion and everything, and love everything about me. But I got picked over with that. I had people say, "Oh, you cute for a dark skinned woman." I'm not trying
mhm.
to stereotype, but that was said to me,
Yeah.
directly. And it wasn't cool because just because I'm dark skinned, I'm cute. Why the hell you gotta say that? Why you can't just say I'm cute?
Yeah.
You know, just say I'm cute. Don't say
Yeah.
you cute for a dark skinned girl or your hair is nice for to be a dark skinned woman. Like
Yeah.
I hated my hair, want to perm it over and over again, tearing it up, breaking my hair
Mhm.
like that. So like now, I did the big chop and I'm going natural. My kids is natural. My
Mhm.
son.
Come on, Team Natural. Yes, God.
Exactly. So I'm doing that and I was very skeptical and insecure about it because I was like, I didn't know how my husband was gonna feel about it because he's gonna be
Mhm.
straight hair or long hair and shit. But
Yeah.
I cut it off and stuff, and I was like, cool. And then he was like, I love it. And
Mhm.
I love it. And then at the same time, he was like, I'm glad you did it, and I'm glad that you was comfortable doing it, and that made me
Mhm.
feel good,
Yeah.
because he was
Shout
comfortable.
out to a loving black man who there for his woman, honey. Yes, God.
Honey, and he rubbed my scalp and stuff.
Okay.
I had to hit that
Do
Bill
he
Scott
got a
on.
do he
I
got a
had to hit that
brother?
Bill Scott on what that movie was. What was that? Tyler Perry movie. I
Shit, there's
can't.
so many of them. Which one?
It got two parts to it.
Two
Oh,
parts. Tyler Perry. Two
yeah.
parts.
Why did I get married?
Oh, why did I? Okay, why did I marry?
Yeah,
Yes.
and she's like, he loved all of it. He loved all of it. Honey, I'm living it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I'm enjoying it. The thing is, people, my mom made me feel like my hair was nappy and shit. She tell my kids, your hair's nappy. I said, don't say that.
Mhm.
Don't do that because their hair is not nappy. Um, let them embrace their natural hair.
Yeah.
And another thing, that's one thing I do want to talk about.
Mhm.
A lot of our burdens and a lot of why we are where we are is because of our parents. So I'm 31.
Mhm.
My mother is 52.
Mhm.
What would you call them? Gen Z, Gen X, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, that generation is taught from their generation. And because they taught from their generation or whatever, that's why sometimes us as millennials or after
Yeah.
millennials ain't able to, move forward because we're listening to our parents and our parents really don't have it right,
Yeah.
Trying to like fix and critique and move forward and change that cycle that's going on. And it's crazy because it's like I'm trying to break that cycle.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people out there is trying to break that cycle with those parents at that age, bracket. And it's just crazy. It's a lot. It's
Yeah, it
it's
is. It is. Because I was going to ask
it's
you as you were talking, like, are you angry at your mom for like are are you is there a frustration with her
it's
because
frustration.
of
Yeah, I
Mhm,
will say it's frustration. It is. I'm gonna admit it's frustration.
mhm.
I'm trying to move past it, get over it, but it is frustration. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. That just goes to show how deep the conditioning is. Like
Hmm.
how deep that conditioning is. It's literally second nature sometimes for us to be anti-black because that's just how ingrained and generational and cultural it is. I remember even growing up like hearing things like get out the sun, you're going to be you're going to get dark,
Don't
don't
crawl on
go
your
out.
knees. Your knees gonna be black.
Yeah,
All that
right. Yeah, right. Like all of this stuff, and you didn't know it was anti-black at the time. You didn't
exactly.
know it was a color. You didn't know it was connected to any of that stuff. You just thought you were just protecting your skin
You
color,
just
and that
kind
was
of
kind of
follow what
it.
your parent told you.
Yeah,
And that's another thing to stem from. Like a lot of this coming from our parents and their parents taught them that. The thing is, we have to break that cycle. We can't
yeah,
just go on what our parents teaching us or taught us because their parents taught them and their parents before them taught them.
yeah,
And at the same time, before that, guess who their parents was and guess where they was in slavery, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so our hair texture has to be bad just because it's different from everybody else's.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
whack.
wrote some notes or whatever because I wanted to talk about that
Hmm.
about hair. So like I told you before, I said I used to hate my hair. Like I said, I got two natural kids. I got a son
Hmm.
gonna be 7 this year, and I have a 9-year-old daughter. And
Hmm.
the fact that I'm gonna say allegedly, so
Hmm. Yeah, okay.
it was a story that was told that a little girl
Hmm.
got her hair cut because she had bees and it was making too much noise, and the teacher cut her hair. And I was like, girl,
I heard about that
I heard
story.
that
Yeah.
shit, I would have been livid, you
Yeah.
know. But the thing
Lawsuit
about it,
today.
yeah, with our texture, we braid our hair down, braid our kids' hair down, put beads on, so it can last for 2 or 3
Yeah.
weeks. Because
Hmm.
nobody got time to be dealing with it because our kids are tender headed most of the time.
Yeah.
And then like with a son, you know, I got his hair just, out. I braided or
Hmm.
different styles with it.
Come
But
on, long hair, don't care.
I'm skeptical of
Hmm.
putting dreads in it because I don't want him to be stereotyped. And allegedly, another
Hmm.
story was there that a child couldn't graduate from high school just because he
Heard
had
about
dreads.
that one too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not cool.
I mean, but look at it
So
even in the workplace, how a black woman's hair and black men's hair are constantly policed. Like locks are considered
I got
in
braids now,
yeah,
honey. I
yeah,
can spend money like a mug.
yeah, yeah. And in some corporate spaces, that would be considered inappropriate. Locks would be considered inappropriate. Bantu knots would be considered inappropriate. And so it's a very odd thing to live in a system where you literally can see people are of different genetics and genes and ethnicities than you and create the rules anyway to be in favor of one group over the other and not be inclusive and fair in those rules because you have a difference in genetics and hair texture. Like the fact that white America and corporate America wants black men and black women to model
They have
themselves.
making a ponytail down long like the Aquaman, down long and stuff, looking almost like a girl and stuff, and they able to get away with it. But I black men cannot do it. Like you got long hair, and I love your hair,
Thank
and you
you.
can't even feel comfortable to wear it to get a job or whatever because they're gonna have
And,
something to say about it.
and that's why I had to make social media my damn job, because I'm like, I will be damned if I'm giving up me for a check I can get in other places and also be afforded to be myself entirely. And I was going to say about OG, I feel like we are coming across, I feel like why the cast really is upset at OG is because they can't believe that she has the audacity to actually like, and because if we're looking at the trouble she's receiving, it's from women who have gotten Botox fillers in their face, lip injections, boob jobs, butt lifts. These women have did all of these superficial things to have the self-esteem they have and to increase their desirability. And then you have this anomaly like OG come onto the cast who don't need to do none of that, is perfectly fine, gracious, and completely thankful to the Lord for what she got to work with, and has a man to come into the system with. She literally is OG is literally the embodiment really of the power of naturalness and self-love. And that's a complete disruption to the system of superficial women who who have no idea who they truly are, who do not really have the ability to stand in their naked truth, like it, love it, and live from it. And so we get this contrast of this natural woman who is fine with what she is, taps into her natural power as a woman, and can end up on the same stage as these women who have altered themselves in various ways. She can end up on the same cast, getting cut the same check, a part of the same brand, and these women are losing their minds because they don't understand how OG and why OG can do what she does, because it ultimately makes them look bad. See, when you get a natural chick like OG show up and everybody else on the cast is not natural, and OG is where they all are, and didn't even have to do what they had to do to get there. Now they the ones who feel inferior. So they have to then in return project. Yes, so now they then have to then in return project onto OG to get her out of the way, or either to get her to alter herself so that they can feel comfortable with what they've done to be where they are. And baby, I'm glad that OG ain't letting up off their neck. I'm glad
she got her foot on their neck. She got her foot on their neck. That's the only reason why I'm watching the show, for that.
Toots. OG is the pressure, baby. She is the pressure. She is the pressure on the show. She's the pressure. And these women are falling apart because OG is the pressure, and just her being who she is making them wrestle with themselves in ways that are completely new to this cast.
And I love it because she's not only just doing that, but she's educating everybody. Yep. She's educating us, you know, not just because I'm just brown skinned. It's a lot of things I didn't know about. Like, I just learned about futurism and texturism. Yeah. I knew about colorism, but I didn't know futurism and texturism was a part of it. I didn't know it had a name. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was like, I knew it was there, but I didn't know it had a name to it. So I'm loving that she's able to put it out there. And honey, she got put on their neck. She got baby jokes, and she coming for them, and they don't like it. I mean, Shawnee admitted it in what, episode 2 or 3. She said favoritism. Favoritism. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Who was she claiming had favoritism? OG? Who?
No. Evelyn, not Evelyn. Shawnee said she had favoritism towards Evelyn. So that's what made me feel like, okay, so you the executive producer and you on the show. That's why you don't need to be on the show anyway, because you sitting up here having favoritism towards another co-star or whatever with you. You should be on there.
Yeah, because it offsets the power dynamic. Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's not fair to everybody else that you got favoritism towards this person. So she can go jump over tables, throw bottles, throw plates, and do what the hell she want to do. But somebody else do it, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not cool. That's not cool.
It's
So
not. Because when Malaysia was throwing tables, it's because she's a pretty black woman.
European
When
features.
Mhm. And when Evelyn was throwing bottles and stepping across, it's because she was a pretty Latina woman. So this pretty privilege, this colorism shit is all a contributing factor to the way that the women are experiencing OG, and they are completely colorblind to it. They seem to have no ability to really see
And
themselves and to
then
hear
when
themselves and to evaluate where that comes from.
and then when Kristen called herself say, I want to come and talk to you because I want to hear you. I want to understand you. You wasn't really there to hear her. You heard her, but you still was trying to act dumb and downplay what she was talking about because you said I want to talk about what your feelings was. You didn't talk about her experience. You talked about her feelings.
Feelings. Yeah.
Feelings and experience is two different things.
Yeah. Hey, Lysandra, what's going on, Lysandra? New subscriber in the building. Y'all show some love to LaShonda. I want to, yeah, like you're speaking truth. And what I want to say to that is, even talking about the angry black woman, why the fuck should black women, dark-skinned black women, not be angry? Considering that they are the ones sitting at the bottom of the social hierarchical system, seeing that they're the ones who get to have to endure being ugly, who have to endure being undesirable. So rather than just looking at the so-called alleged urban legend mythology of the angry black woman, the real mature thing to do is to evaluate why would the dark-skinned black woman be angry. If dark-skinned black women are angry, it would seem to me that they have every motherfucking right to be angry.
We have a purpose, right? We have a purpose to be mad. Like,
how are you going
don't
to
bring it out,
how in the hell?
Don't bring it out, me, Davion. Don't bring it out.
How in the hell can we create the rules in such a way and then also expect the people who don't benefit from the rules to carry a perfect smile on their face, to be perfectly content and at peace with the injustice and the crime being committed against their self-esteem, the crime being committed against their personal human? Like, we are insane to expect people to be okay with living in that type of society. We would be insane.
Going crazy, running crazy, and they make us seem like we crazy or we unruly, we doing this and we doing that, we doing too much and all that. All we want to do is be heard. That's all we want to do.
Baby, I'm going to tell y'all, raise hell. I'm going to tell y'all to raise hell. Raise hell. Burn it down, baby. Raise hell. Set it off. I need every dark-skinned woman to be the OG in their life. Raise hell, set it off, baby. Set it off in this mother lover. Keep your foot on their neck. Set it off. Do y'all hear me, dark-skinned black women? I want y'all to set it off. It is time to set it up off.
It's our time. What I can say to dark-skinned women, brown skin, darker than me, the same complexion as me, it's our time. Let's be heard. Let's do what we gotta do.
I mean, it's because I had this same thing come up when I did. I don't know. I didn't want to know what I was talking about, but I think we were talking about Jimmy Smackam's, the straight guy who had an exchange with a trans woman, and there was all this conversation about sexuality, and a lot of people came onto the panel to give their various perspective, and I had a beautiful trans woman by the name of Monica who came onto the panel to address another one of my supporters named 1000% Top Man, and Monica came in fierce. She came in ready. She had heard things that had triggered her up, and even though there can be something said about the way Monica approached, the way she approached it. But what I was saying to 1000%, man, you have to understand that anger isn't personal, even when it's directed at you. These are the people who are living on the edge in our society because nothing is in favor of them in this society. These are the people who are the most terrified. These are the people who are the most defensive because of all of the othering and marginalizing that they go through. So whether that be the trans women, whether that be dark-skinned Black women, whether that be women in general, all of the minority groups, all of the people who are not privileged and don't have access to that privilege, as far as I'm concerned, that anger, that frustration is justifiable. And we should have enough emotional intelligence and enough compassion to listen to the plight of people when they're this upset, when they're this hurt and distraught and devastated, and to just chop people up as just, oh, you're angry, or to make it about the way you're talking to me. Who gives a fuck about the way you're talking to me? Because what you're going through, what you've been taken through to even get to this place of anger is way more valid and way more real than the way you're talking to me in this moment. And we are so selfish and narcissistic as hell to try to find ways to avoid having to do the work and having to actually because a lot of people want to run away from these things and want to deny colorism, and even the girls, and because people don't want to have to address their own privilege. People don't want to feel guilty. They don't want to feel like, and you having privilege, you are not responsible for why you have privilege, which is why it's okay to wake up to the fact that you have privilege. The power in you acknowledge. Huh?
That's why I appreciate you. You may not say you as light the skin complexion, but you're light skin, and at the same time you let me come on your platform and you also talking about it, and you see it and you understand that even though you might have had your experiences, but you allowing us to talk about it and be there, and I appreciate that.
I mean, I have to. I absolutely have to. I feel like it's a given. Because I know what it's like to be a minority. I don't have to know what it's like to be dark skinned or to be a woman, but I know what it's like to be othered in the way that I'm othered. And that at the bottom of the bottom line is that people are experiencing their othering the same way that I am, which is depression, low self-esteem, all of the effects of what it's like to not be accepted, to not be wanted, to have to deal with being rejected, to have to deal with being misrepresented. And so that's our common ground in all of these issues, is that no, I don't have the same struggle as you, but I struggle. And that's where I can relate to it at. And I don't need to know what it's like to be in your shoes. I just need to know what it's like to fucking struggle. I just need to know what it's like to fucking be othered. And once I know how that is, I can identify and bridge that. And then we can be here.
That's what I love about you. I've been watching you for probably I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. I've been watching you for a long time. And I already knew, I think when I first saw you, I think you had 10,000 subscribers.
Oh, when I was a baby tuber. I was a baby tuber.
And I knew you was gonna blow up, and I knew you was gonna get there. I was like, I was telling my husband, I was like, he's gonna get there. He's gonna get up there.
Oh, they don't like this kind of teaching.
I said, I know he's gonna be there. I know he's gonna get there, and whatever, he's gonna blow up soon. I already knew. I already felt that. So I guess some way I kind of manifested it for you. I just knew you gonna be there.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because my end froze. Ain't the word said that when two or more are gathered together? So thank you for them prayers and them affirmations and them visualizations, because I damn sure have not done none of this alone. If it was
I just knew you was gonna get there. So when you hit it at 15 mark, and then you hit it at 20 mark,
18,
I was oh, look at him. I said, hey, look at him. He getting there.
And we going. Yes, and we're going to keep and we're going to keep on growing, But a big part of why my channel sometimes takes a long time is because the type of shit we talk about is not what people are typing into
Oh, you
the
know
search
what? You don't have
engine
to
to find.
explain that, but I understand that you
Yeah,
talk about a lot of real shit, a lot of things that some people don't want to hear, but people need to hear. At the end of the day, you're gonna be hurt regardless. So that's just
absolutely. And I only do it because this is, I mean, at the end of the day, like this is what it do. And so, irregardless of the numbers, irregardless of how big the platform gets, I have to make it more about the message than the success of the message. And
keeping
so,
it
this
real.
is what this is. And so, I want to go back a little bit in this conversation. And
Okay.
before we do that, I want to say that King, I want to highlight this because she's right. This is crazy. If this isn't about racism, colorism, featureism, and texturism, then what is it? OG isn't delusional. Her experience is real, and the world
He's
has
not.
witnessed it, but deny it because that's just how
He's not.
narcissistic and crazy the world is. I want to ask you though, because now you have a business, you are thriving, you are married. Has this changed a lot of the trauma that you've experienced as a woman, as a Black woman, has being able to find your own and also attract love into your life has like how tell me about that experience as it relates to things that maybe you were insecure about and things that have hurt and harmed your self-esteem.
Okay. He said a lot, so I'm trying
Yes.
to take it down.
You take your time. Take your
I'm
time.
trying to take it down. I ain't gonna tell a lie. At the beginning of starting the business, before the business, I thought it was that I had to go to school, get an
Mm,
education, get a job. I had no intentions of being an entrepreneur at all. Um, my husband talked to me and spoke to me and woke me up to entrepreneurs. So I
mm,
was like, okay, you know what? I love hair. I like doing hair. I've been loving doing hair since I was 3 years old. My dad is a cosmetologist over 30 years. Um,
mm,
so I was like, okay, if I want to do anything, it's gonna be about hair.
yeah.
So I decided to do hair and everything, and I dealt with challenges and stuff. One thing I had learned that I had to be consistent and persistent with everything. And
Mm-hmm.
family ain't always gonna support you, and I had to ignore that. That was a challenge for me to hurdle over. Far as being a Black woman trying to do hair in a business, I was trying to like go after everything, white, Black, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to what I need to stick to or what I want to do. And that's what I did, which is more of Black owned, which is Black hair.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I pretty much just stick to that and go with it. And I try to like keep all the negativity out and put the positivity to it. And I just learned recently last year, I'm an empath. And, you talk about that.
Yes. God, I do.
Um, I'm working on that. I just
Mm-hmm.
found out I'm an emotional empath, so that's
Mm-hmm.
a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I just try to keep everything positive, keep it pushing, keep it moving,
Mm-hmm.
going on. And the bottom line is stay consistent, stay persistent, keep your
Yeah.
dream alive, keep going forward, and don't worry about everybody else around you. Like, ignore everything around you and just stay in that tunnel vision of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can say, and that's the best advice I can give anybody is just stay tunnel vision of what you're trying to do. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you cannot allow other people to get in the mix or distract you from what you're going far as your goal.
Yeah.
I have my little tribulations because, with the pandemic, my children is here. I'm being a whole teacher, a business owner, and a wife at the same time. So it can get crazy, but I'm working through it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're working through it. You're on your journey. You're on your path of healing. Um, Do you feel empowered by this society that is now dealing with these issues in a more passionate and direct way, like the issues of racism and colorism and anti-blackness? Like, is this like, does this give you hope, or is this like, has this made you feel better about where you think we're headed as a people, as a country?
Good question. When I did see the protest and I saw that it wasn't just our black, brown brothers and sisters,
Hmm.
um, I had hope because I seen that it was other race or whatever that was following along with us. But also, we still have our downfalls that happens. You know, I I'm gonna just
Hmm.
say
Hmm.
I don't want to talk too much and be emotional about something.
Girl, don't you be afraid to be emotional on this damn. Oh, you a whole damn empath. You ain't got no choice but to be emotional. You ain't.
Leave
It's in
me
your nature.
alone. Yeah,
It's
no,
in your nature to be emotional, child. You better let it fly.
no, leave me alone.
Well, it inspires me because we left so many people behind. We've left so many people behind. We left women behind. We left black women behind. We left dark skinned women behind. We left brown skinned women. We left gay people behind. Like, we left so many people,
Mhm.
fat people behind. I mean, we left people behind, and I do feel encouraged by the fact that we're trying to clean this shit up, and it's going to take real
It's gonna
active
take a
effort.
village.
Yeah, it's going to take active effort. It's going to take yeah, it's going to take active effort and intentionality to undo the problems that we so intentionally created. We intentionally create these problems, and it's going to take intentionality to uncreate these issues and to bring forth the proper
Okay.
solution.
Well, what you said before you keep talking, I don't
Hmm.
want to. I was thinking
Yes,
about.
yes. Go ahead. Yeah, jump in.
I want to speak on this. I don't want to seem problematic about what I'm
Hmm.
saying. I understand the things that we go through as Black people, right?
Yeah,
Um, I understand we need our just due, and we need
yes,
to be respected, and we need everything coming our way. But also, what I do want everybody to know as my Black brown folks is that at a point, right?
yes,
At a point, it's like we can act and feel this way, and we expect the other white or other race counterparts to understand and give us what we need. But at some point in time, we have to just be like, okay, you know what? These people ain't gonna do what they're gonna do. We got to just stand up and do what we gotta do. We ain't got to forget. We can forgive, or maybe not
yeah.
forgive, but don't forget. But we just gotta push forward and do what we gotta do to be successful
Hmm.
and stuff, and stop holding on to that because a lot of that we do that, and I'm doing it, and I did it, and I came to a realization. It's like I can't sit up here and just expect them just to give us what we want or do what we want. We just got to do it and take it and do what we got to do. We can't just sit up here and expect these people to give us what we want anymore. We just got to, you know, get our own instead of expecting somebody to give us something. They ain't going to give us shit, period. They ain't going to do it. We can
Yeah.
keep on arguing, keep on going, Black Lives Matter, all that shit, but we just got to go for it and do what we got to do to be successful for our kids and our
Yeah.
kids' kids, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard to say that. And sometimes it's like a slippery slope to say that
Hmm.
because some people don't understand that. And I can talk to my mother or my grandparents older than her, and they be like, "What you talking about?" But I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's just like it's exhausting to keep on holding a grudge or doing
Yes.
all that when we can go forward and do what we gotta do.
Do. Yeah. Yeah.
Period.
So I totally understand like what you mean by a slippery slope, because what people think you're saying is forget about what's happened, don't ask for what we deserve, and to just get over it and to just move on. But what you are saying really encompasses both both realities, that we can walk and chew gum at the same time, that as we challenge these things and as we fight for what we are entitled to and deserve and what we're owed, that we still have to be happy in the midst of that. We still have to be free and enjoy our lives and put forth the effort for ourselves where we can, and we can't wait on anybody, or else a lot of us gonna hit the goddamn grave if we're waiting for that to come. So you gotta walk and chew gum at the same time. Love yourself. Do what you need to do in your life for yourself, for your children, for your people, for your community, and also shoot the bow and arrows at the systems that need to come down. Destroy the systems that need to come down. We can do both. So I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it can be exhausting, and then it be hard to even say that to someone because they don't understand it or they get, offended by it. But I'm like, that's what we need to do, at some point of time. But everybody gonna do it in their own time. Everybody gonna have an aha moment at their own time. But really,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's all we need to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. We do. What do you so before we wrap things up completely, what do so I know that we're using OG to have the
Okay.
conversation about the colorism separately and stuff, but do you think there's a way for basketball wives to make this right for with OG? Like, and if so, what do you think making it right looks like? Like, if
First,
you were her, what would you
Sean need
need?
to get her shit together, period. And I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Mhm. Just get it together, girl. Get it together, girl.
Shawnee need to get her shit together because everything about her. Shawnee got her best friend as far as Evelyn. If it was no Evelyn, she'll be catering to someone else. But she teamed up with Evelyn. That's why she brought her back in the first place because she needed some
Mhm.
side. I didn't understand how she did a whole conversation. I don't know what that basketball player that she did that colorism
Yeah, I
conversation.
know who you're talking about. I
Shit
think
didn't
it's
make
a
sense to
Lamont
me.
Hill.
Yeah, Lamont. It didn't
Yeah.
make sense at all. She should have had a conversation with OG first of all. Period. That's
Hmm.
who she should have had the conversation with. But she decided to have the conversation with him. And I watched I am gonna say somebody's name.
Okay.
Storm Moreau.
I'm fine with that name on this platform. I'm
Yeah,
fine with it.
he did a interview with her or whatever, and she brought it up
Hmm.
that when they first met at the beginning stages, that
Hmm.
Shawnee was like, "Oh, we just gonna act like I met her and stuff like that." She didn't even take the opportunity or put some shit aside to even meet OG. So she
Hmm.
already didn't even have it for her at the beginning stage.
Hmm.
So OG didn't even have a chance at the beginning of starting on Basketball Wives. She didn't even
Yeah.
have a chance. So with that being said, Shawnee need to get her shit together and realize it ain't all
Hmm.
about her pig nose.
You know what?
Shade, yeah. Anyways,
Disclaimer shade.
with her, and then Evelyn with her stuff.
Mhm.
I just feel like Evelyn didn't have nothing else to say. It's like you can talk shit about someone, but then we gotta call somebody ugly and go there and do all that. Yeah. It wasn't really worth it to even do that. But she didn't even expect the capacity that we was gonna back OG like that.
Yeah.
She didn't realize the climate that we in right now.
At all. Complete. Well, because
She was
a privilege
completely
always
lost.
because the privilege always makes you ignorant like that. Because of that, yeah, that's a result of
And
that privilege.
then
Ignorant
come
as
out
hell.
as a Afro Latina and you ain't never claim Afro Latina. I'm like, really? Okay. I'm
Hmm.
gonna leave that alone, but okay. So then, I'm kind of upset with Jackie trying to make OG be like, oh, let me, y'all need to fix it. No, OG don't need to say anything. If anybody needs to say anything to OG, it's those people need to apologize to her. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
they need
Yeah.
to apologize to her. Period.
Yeah. Jackie gets on my motherfucking nerve because she's
She
dead smack.
do, right?
She's dead smack in the middle, and she need to tell them what's good in the hood. But the reason why Jackie can't do that is because Jackie is a damn colorist herself. Like,
And she's her
if you
following, she's kissing ass.
yeah, like her daughter completely spilled all the tea. Like both her daughters spilled all the tea on her. Like she has literally a dark skinned daughter and a light skinned daughter, and even her light skinned daughter said that my dark skinned sister was treated much better than I was. My dark skinned sister had to look a certain way. She had to be at a certain weight. My mother made me supervise her, and the dark skinned daughter, talked about this emotional abuse and mental abuse she experienced
And
by
dumb dumb
Jackie.
Evelyn follow on with it. She didn't even realize that was colorism too.
It's beyond me. How do you
Look,
know
it's beyond me.
the only thing I would give credence to is yes, you can anybody can be dislikable. A gay person can be dislikable, a trans man, a trans woman can be dislikable, any
And you can
black
be
person can be
unattractive as
dislikable.
well, but you still don't sit up here and isolate a whole person because of that. What pissed me off the most about the OG shit is that they label her as aggressive, and all she did was talk some shit. So you can't handle somebody talking shit to you, really though. So words hurt you. I thought, what happened to what sticks and bones may break my bones, but words don't hurt me. So words
Hmm.
hurted you to where you couldn't do that, and you had the bitch follow Cece with a stick or a little bamboo stick or whatever. But then you want to act like, oh, I'm not aggressive. I can't be on the stage with her. She got to be on her own stage. That was not cool. That was not
Yeah.
cool.
Evelyn knows exactly what she's doing. She is using her privilege accordingly. She's weaponizing her privilege, or what's left of her privilege, because I believe that we're entering into this age where those balconies are coming down. That's why people getting canceled left and damn right. It's a matter of what's left of the privilege at this point. People have woken up to privilege. People have woken up to this disparity between communities, and people got their foot on privileged people's neck right now. And so this retribution and this crucifying is real and it's legit. April J said, but why is OG not mad at Jackie? Why do you think OG isn't mad at Jackie or holding Jackie
Accountable.
maybe?
I think OG was trying to keep her composure at that time because everybody already labeled her as aggressive. So at this point in time on this season, she trying to like not seem aggressive, and it's wrong that she has to do that because she shouldn't have to do that, But she trying to make sure folks don't see or look at her as aggressive. But at the end of the day, she did check Jackie though. She did.
Yeah, she wasn't here for
Uh,
Jackie.
she did. She checked her ass. She did. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at that fourth episode. She got her ass together. She
Baby,
got Jennifer together too.
she
She did.
baby. OG
That's why
is
Jennifer gonna
gathering.
switch over with Evelyn with her ass kissing ass. So
Yeah, yeah. OG is gathering right now, and these women have never seen nothing like it.
That's
They
the
literally are
thing.
at
She's
a
a
loss.
confident, dark
Yeah.
skinned black woman with African features and all that, and they can't fucking stand it because they like, how dare you looking this way or this, that, whatever, come for me or say this. That's how they feel. That's really how
Hmm.
they feel internally. But
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
no, you don't do yourself, honey. Somebody can come for you. You just didn't expect it, but she got your ass together completely.
Baby, let me tell you, when she validated her beauty and desirability by pulling up the old DMs between her and Evelyn's ex, baby,
She
Evelyn,
broke that face.
Evelyn, baby, Evelyn said, I'm gonna sue this bitch. I'm about to put this hoe in prison, baby. This bitch got to go.
That's the only thing
Baby,
Evelyn can do is sue her because
baby,
there wasn't nothing else left. She snatched all her edges. All of
baby.
it.
OG told Evelyn ass up and ain't have to lay a single finger on her ass, baby. And she has told Evelyn, I am just here. I am here for the righteousness of it all, baby. I am here
I was
for
there.
it.
And I was sitting there giggling and laughing and rewinding and all that shit.
I
I'm
scream
not
like
gonna lie. I was
I
like,
scream.
yeah, get her together, OG. She thought she was gonna come for you, but you came back for her, and now she mad. Yeah, you got her.
Baby, baby. You know, so when I think about how can they make this right, I think the first step is to validate what she's saying, and then to humble
Apologize.
yourself. Yeah, to humble yourself.
Apologize. And
To
that's
say,
what
you
most
know
people
what,
say that they do.
we
Apologize.
were dead ass wrong. I was dead ass wrong. And because I'm privileged and stupid, I could not see or hear or understand what was in the underbelly of the things that I said about you, and the way I thought about you. But upon getting my ass handed to me and upon understanding, I get it. Now I still don't like your ass, but I I will accept that where I came from and how I expressed that dislike, and maybe even what motivated that dislike, definitely has to do with. And see, and this is, but see, I'm gonna
Okay,
tell
go ahead
you,
and say what you gotta say, but I got a point
yeah,
to bring up. So go ahead.
because I, and this is kind of one of the issues with cancel culture, though, is because we, if even if people could bring themselves to genuinely repent
Mhm.
for their ignorance and to genuinely repent, we people live in a society where the consequences outweigh the repentance, and so people will preserve themselves rather than do what's right, because if doing what's right gonna cost me my livelihood and cost me what I
My
do to
job
put,
or my
yeah,
family.
like, then hell no, I'm not going to do what's right. And so I too am not big. I am big on check people. Check their ass to the floor.
And
Put
see,
your
that's my
foot in
point.
their ass. But in terms of cancel, I think we need to stop being so extreme with cancel, because the truth is Evelyn was never going to know she was privileged until we came
And
to
to
understand what
OG,
privilege was. And
and to
so,
OG, let her know.
yeah, and so as we're waking up to this, of course, the people who possess these privileges are also coming into this as well. And if we gonna punish them, I mean, honestly, what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander too. I mean, we got to, and I'm not gonna punish myself for not knowing this was privilege. I'm just going to come into awareness of it, and then our job is to bring it to the attention of the privilege. And if they can bring themselves to humble themselves and to get their shit together and to dismantle that privilege, or to address that privilege and do something meaningful with that privilege, then hell, I think that's better than canceling it.
You
Like,
said a
no,
whole
don't
lot.
cancel privilege, huh?
I ain't gonna say you said a whole lot so fast.
Girl, I'd be at 100 miles,
I talk
a
fast
hundred
like
miles
that,
an
but I
hour.
ain't even on that mode right now. But when I get mad, I'll be like, I'll be doing it too.
But I'd be wide open. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump in there.
A thing I want to bring out is that
Mm-hmm.
when you listen to Christian and OG conversation, the unedited version, um, Jackie came in, right? And she was talking
Yeah.
about, well, you know what, OG, I just want to let you know, I just told her that you wanted to talk to her. And I
Mm.
want to make sure that was clear because y'all say I put dubs on it. I was like, dubs. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know what the hell dubs is, but then
Mm-hmm.
I got it. We talked about it. It was like adding 10 on 2. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like adding extra stuff. Like if I tell you something in your ear and when you talk to somebody else and tell them in their ear and tell the other person, then it's gonna switch around.
Yeah.
So I liked it, the fact that she said that because also OG had brought a point too. So
Mm-hmm.
Jackie had brought a point that I was saying this, and she actually was trying to let Christian know that don't be putting dubs on what we're talking about right now. And she really did when she went back over there. But let me rewind it back and I'm gonna go back there.
Yeah.
Um, that's what OG was speaking on. She was like, I'd rather speak on stuff right now whatever I got a problem with, I like to talk to you right now because if we talk about it at a later time or a later day, I may forget what I said or you forget what you said. And she even said, sometimes I don't even realize what I actually said, and I had to listen back at myself and I realized what I said, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I feel like that was the point why Jackie said what she said to let Kristen know, don't be putting no extra shit on it. And guess what she did? She went
Yeah.
and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was all different. And I feel like that's
Mhm.
why OG had to leak the full conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making her look
Exactly.
aggressive, making her look crazy, making her look
Mm-hmm.
like she said some obnoxious stuff, and she pretty much
Mm-hmm.
just broke everything down. She was nice. She was, she wasn't combative. She was
Yeah.
open, but Kristen just act like she couldn't fucking get it, like she ditzy and shit.
She is. I mean, because she don't like OG either. She's only tolerating OG. She probably even hates that she even got to be a damn middle person in the situation because she can't stand OG ass either. And I just feel like these. I feel like what a lot of people are about to be really upset because we're even now addressing what it means to be ugly. What does that even mean? That somebody's ugly? What even is that? And so, a lot of people are going to have it. We're going to see people kind of resist having to deal with that because a lot of people have benefited from the ideas around pretty and beauty and attractiveness. And so now that we're moving into this subjective ass space and we're like, well, if there's no such thing as ugly, guess what? There also isn't a such thing as attractiveness. And people who have benefited from attractiveness their whole life are going to be losing their shit, moving into a society that no longer cares about what you look like and more so care about who the fuck you are. And it's just and so in that way I feel sorry for these women because they
I
don't
do.
know that they're really fighting against their own liberation. They don't even know that your own self-esteem is built upon superficial premises that have nothing of substance and of value truly in them. And you should not even want to live like that, but once again you've been so programmed
That's
to
all they know.
believe. Yeah, you've been so programmed because prettiness and beauty really is a whole. I mean, you might as well call it a whole
It's a lot of
religion.
work. Like,
Yeah,
honey, you can be stressed out. Like, I gotta keep my hair this way. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Nobody got time for all that.
no, nobody. like, can we all just start going outside bald headed and all, honey? Can I be free? Can
Can I
can I
take
be
my
free?
makeup off and just look natural and not have to
Yeah,
worry about okay,
right.
because I got a bump here and
Yeah,
I
okay.
gotta do all that.
And still be valuable, still be desirable, still be beautiful because that's not
Because
the
it's
only thing that's being.
natural.
Yeah. And because that's not the only thing that's actually being considered beauty. Because at the end of the day, guess what? Even this flesh, this thing is gonna grow old someday and wrinkle up. And only thing that's gonna really be standing is my personality and my
Like what
character.
you gonna do? You gonna get some Botox or something, whatever. Like what you gonna do? Like who's gonna do all of that? Honey, the only
What
person who can age, gracefully is Angela Bassett, okay? That's the
gorgeous,
only person I
gorgeous,
know.
honey.
She just
Yeah,
gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous, stunning. So what would be your you on a platform right now and you get to speak to everybody in the world,
Put
what
me on
would you say to
that.
people? What would you say on this topic to everyone? Is there anything that you want to say to dark skinned women, to light skinned women, to
I just want to say, far as dark skinned women, love yourself. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful. We beautiful. And not let women or men dictate of our beauty. And for light skinned women, I can see both sides. I can see that maybe you may have been treated a certain way because you was light skinned, but at the same time, don't sit up here and come down on your dark skinned sister or brother about
yeah,
their complexion.
'cause they got it hard
Love
enough.
everybody
Yeah.
and just go from there and love everybody. Like we shouldn't even be going against each other. It's a lot more shit going on,
Hmm.
like with Joe Biden, Trump, all that shit. It's a way lot of shit to be concerned about right now than fighting amongst ourselves. Period.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out how to come together and see what else going on, because right now it's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on, with the government and shit, and we don't need to be on the odds against each other, period. We don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother conversation. Me and you
Hold on to
talk about
conversation.
later. We'll talk
Okay.
about it later. But
Um,
yeah, we just need to be together, like,
yeah,
period. That's all I
yeah.
just want to say, because I love, it don't matter. I love every complexion.
Man, that's
And,
all we need is love. That's the
you
only
know,
thing that matters.
God is love. Love is God. Love. That's all you need to love. That's it.
Um, yeah, because what we're truly returning back to is the same idea that one of the most pivotal um civil rights leaders of our time also fantasized about, which was a day where all people of all hues, complexions, all persons can literally live in a world where they are critiqued and judged by the merit of their character. Dr. King uttered these beautiful sentiments decades ago. And
I hope that it can happen.
yeah, if we
I just
keep doing what
hope
we're
it don't
doing
happen in
right now,
my timeline. I hope it happen in
yes,
my kids' timeline.
yes, yes. If, and that's why I said to you, I'm encouraged because if we keep doing what we're doing right now, we are going to get there. This system is coming down. All this privilege is coming down, and we're going to once again finally return back to what it just simply means to be human and what's invaluable about that. And that's really all. And that really is what we contribute, not what the hell we look like, not what the hell we dress like, not who the hell we sleep with, but what we actually contribute to other people's lives, to our community. And I am truly excited about that. I am literally here for this motherfucking era. And I am here for I feel blessed and honored to be able to live in such a time where I get to be a part of these changes. I get to literally see the inside of the wheel churn and churn, and God is doing something powerful in society right now. And yeah, we're not going to be totally right. Sometimes we're going to be extreme and trying to correct shit. Something, but because sometimes when the pendulum is trying to correct the issue, sometimes it swings all the way to the left to correct that issue. And so we make mistakes, but that pendulum will rest in the middle. Everything will come back into balance and properness. And so I don't get caught up in the mistakes that we're making in our attempt to change things for the better, because that's going to be a given that we're going to make mistakes, but we are definitely headed in the right direction. I fully believe that.
Yeah, I
Fully
feel the
believe that.
same way. Like I said, I'm trying to do whatever I can do to, make things be better. Like, even if it don't be in my time frame and I
Yeah.
pass, but for
For
my
your
kids,
children and their children. Amen.
exactly what I'm saying. Cause I mean, something got to start. Like me being here on a live, honey, you just don't know. My husband's like, calm your behind down. I just start doing.
Baby.
Now I feel like you put me on the spot because I can't see your face,
I
and
know, right?
I'm talking and carrying on. And I feel like you put me on the spot, and like you put me out here. I feel like I should have been talking anyway, but
Yes.
here I go. I've been
You did.
talking the whole time, but I'm like, I'm trying to like relax and be calm.
You were a freaking natural. You were a natural. You talked with clarity and consistency. I
Well, I'm
couldn't
gonna
even
say one
tell that
thing.
you're
I didn't
nervous.
look at the comment section, so I can talk to
See,
you.
that's good. See, that's good. So this felt just like a visual phone call then. It is a
Exactly.
visual
That's
phone
what I
call.
just did. I
Yes.
didn't look at no comment section. I'm just talking to you, so I
Yes.
can speak out because I don't know.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
been concerned and worried about like what people gonna think, what I gotta say. I
Yeah.
know everybody's not gonna agree with me. Some people will agree with me,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I just wanted to talk about something that had need to been talked about because it was a big deal. And
Yeah.
after like I said, the other blogger,
Mm-hmm.
when he said, I was like, oh, I'm ready to talk now.
Yeah. Do you
But
need Funky Dineva to just not try to talk about this again? Do you just need him to just stop?
he
Like,
can't
just
talk about nothing until he watched the unedited version. He needs to just hush. That's all he needs to do.
okay.
Just hush. Okay.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And I want, you know, dark skin, brown skin, our people to even just use you as a as a testament that to not believe the lie. Yes, society is going to say this, that, and the third, but look at Toots Bundle. This woman is a whole entrepreneur. Is branded. She has a family. She has access to things that shit. If she had to listen to society, would have told her she should not have, and we're not capable of having. And we need people like us, and need people who society is lying on like us to come back and say, don't believe that shit, girl. We fine as hell. These men crazy about our asses, girl. Like it's money on the floor out here for our asses, girl. Don't believe the world when they telling you ugly, you too black, you ain't articulate, because it's BS. People out here winning from all walks of life. People out here as odd and as different and as beyond the status quo as they want to be, and out here win. I'm an example of that. Everything that I am should not be what I should not have what I have, considering what I am. If I listen to society, society is saying you're a gay man. You
First
look
of all, you said it wrong anyway. Don't say you shouldn't have had what you shouldn't have had. You
according to them fools.
deserved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
According to
according to them
them,
fools.
but don't say that you shouldn't have had it. No, don't say that. 'Cause you deserve everything that
I
you get.
got it. And it's more coming, and we all gonna get it. As you were saying, if we keep our eyes on God, keep our eyes on self belief and our goals, and we keep our faith strong. Look, if God can be behind you, there's nobody, no system, no idea, no limitation, no naysayer, no hater, no lie that can form up against you when God is behind you. So staying in that self love and
Yes,
staying
it's
focused is
possible.
everything. Yeah, yeah. So this ain't gonna be the end of this discussion. Because I'm sure that we're gonna be back here on the next episode. These people gonna keep talking and getting themselves in trouble, and we're gonna have to keep coming back here and continue
Oh,
to
you so bring me back. Oh my God, I'll be nervous.
and have of course, because look, we gonna be wrestling through and working these things out for a long time. Like, these issues are not, we just scratching the surface with tackling these issues. So of course, this is about just having a long conversation for years and decades, and continuing to reinforce the truth and
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 I've
and the
been wanting to
wisdom.
talk about stuff like that. I've been watching, different stuff and want to speak on it, but I just didn't like understand if people would want to hear me talk about certain
Of
topics.
course they want to.
Yeah,
Of
so
course they want to. If they
I
want to hear me, they damn sure want to hear you. I'm crazy.
well, I'm gonna talk with you. I ain't on my platform, my YouTube. I'm just do mine with my hair, but I come on your platform to talk with you.
Okay, yes, you can talk all your crap over here, honey.
I'll do
Yes, you
all
can
that with you,
get
and just do the
exactly.
hair
And
thing over there. But I talk with
mhm,
you about the other
I'm
stuff.
with it. You are always welcome. You are at home here. This is your platform as well. And even speaking to Lauren, what's so funny is Funky Neva has a whole conversation. If he's really interested in being educated, my thing is, why haven't you just opened your platform to let all those women in the comment section come up on that platform and talk to you directly, since you interested in being
Out, honey. I'm gonna
educated?
come out with you.
Yes, like, I mean, open up the line. Open up the line, Dineva. Open the line.
Exactly.
Drop that link, honey. Drop that link. If
I
you
had
about
to
that
try to
life,
get
drop
people
that
to see if
link,
we can do
honey. Let us on to the line. So I'm with it. Can you once again tell and I'm gonna have all of Toot's information and social media and website in my description box. So before you go, can you tell the people where they can find you at?
Y'all can find me at Tootie's Bundles on YouTube. Tootie's underscore bundles on IG. Tootie's Bundles Boutique on Facebook, and then type in TOOTIEZ bundles.com because I have an online website, so y'all can check me out on there.
Okay, all right. Well, you guys check this video out in about 15 minutes, and I'm gonna have all of the links to Toots bundles. And Toots, Gear, I love you to death. Thank you for coming onto this platform. I did not want to even have this conversation by myself, so I'm so happy that you was
I'm
willing to come
excited
on.
you gave me the opportunity to
Of,
even talk
of
to you.
course, girl. Like you sent me a whole girl. You sent me a whole
I
free
sent your
unit,
whole,
girl.
I sent your whole
A
dialogue,
whole
didn't
unit. Send me a whole free unit, girl. You think I wasn't gonna let you come up? Are you girl? Okay. So
No, but
I,
I'm saying on IG and you did. I sent your whole dialogue about this conversation.
okay. Babe, like I said, I'm gonna be messaging you soon as we hang up because I the PO box is ready to go, ready to
Okay.
go. So I'm gonna
Thank you.
have So I'm gonna have all the information, you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We can come back and have this discussion if you guys want to open up the lines. I just wanted Toots to be able to have her moment because I know she was dealing with a little nervousness and I didn't want her to be overwhelmed. So I just wanted her to just be able to, feel calm and have this conversation with me. But like I said, we're going to be talking about these things again and again because this is just where we at in the world. These are the issues that we challenge. And so, this is what we do. But I love you, and tell the husband thank you for letting me borrow his beautiful wife, okay? For almost 2
Sleep
hours,
now.
okay?
He
Tell him thank
he gotta be up at 5 in the morning. He sleep now.
Okay, all right, good. Okay. Well, I love you to death. I'm gonna message you soon as I'm gonna do a little outro and I'm gonna message you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
I
for being up here, boo.
okay. Thank you. All right.
All right, bye bye. So you guys have heard it, chat. This was Basketball Wives. OG, keep your goddamn foot on their neck. Funky Dineva, you got it easy because you got about 300,000 something people educating you on what you're not educated on. So just listen, bro. Just listen to the people who are impacted by the issues. And even though you yourself are dark skinned black man, once again, you've been fetishized too. So maybe that's why you feel removed. But just listen. That's all we gotta really start getting in the practice of just listening to people. Let's stop telling people what they ain't experiencing, what ain't happening to them, what ain't manifesting in them. People know exactly what the hell they feel like. People know exactly what the hell they being treated like. Don't nobody need no damn expert or need nobody telling their ass or need no outside voice to validate what the hell is happening to them. People know exactly what the hell is happening to them. So just listen to folk. If we would just be twice as passionate about listening as we are running our damn dick suckers, we wouldn't have half the issues in the damn world that we do. Okay. As far as the other girls I got a feeling I'm gonna have to really drag y'all in the way that's true to the Conscious TV platform. So there probably will be a Dear Basketball Wives video coming out. And we gonna single-handedly drag everybody to the goddamn bone marrow. But until then, yeah, y'all might get canceled by validating her claims. But also, you get to really save your soul by doing so. And I think there's a way to be wrong and to be able to say that you're wrong and still hold true to whatever you're holding true to. Because the truth is, none of y'all have to like OG if you just don't like her. But the plight of OG and many of us is because of the things that have happened, because of the way things been worded, because of the imagery that's been used. We need y'all to really unpack why you don't like her really, and why y'all have made the choices y'all have made to villainize her in the way that y'all have and really single her out the way that y'all have. Now I already know it's because OG is shaking what her father in heaven gave her. and y'all just can't take, honey, because OG is just untakeable. She is the pressure, honey, and she just disrupts all of y'all superficial ass systems, okay, that y'all have built this pseudo ass self-esteem on. See, there's a reason why y'all claim to be the baddest bitches in the coop, but yet y'all out here crying all over social media, and Evelyn out here getting baptized and shit because that self-esteem ain't really built the way that it's motherfucking built, okay? See, OG self-esteem is built like Gorilla Glue, bitch. The rest of y'all self-esteem built like Elmer's glue, girl. See, OG fundamental truth is built like Gorilla Glue. She got that extra hole, bitch. It's gonna take supernatural undoing to undo her, baby. The rest of y'all fall apart at a simple accusation because that self-esteem ain't set the way that it is up, baby. OG, keep your foot on their neck. Be the pressure, baby. It's time for us all to be the pressure, baby. God has called each of us to be the motherfucking pressure, honey. So let's be the pressure. That's the only way to drive this world, okay, to a beautiful conclusion, is to be passionate about all of the right things, to be passionate about all of the right ways, honey, and to be unapologetic about it, to be unashamed about it, and to be for real about it. I mean, I'm just really, really here for it. But we'll be back to talk to some more shit, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Share the stream out. Touch somebody. Introduce somebody new to the kingdom, honey. Okay, because we are in the mode of growing and glowing up over here. Okay. I will see you all soon. Oh, matter of fact, let me read this last little bit of comments. This was awesome. Thank you, Nicole Reloaded. You guys go subscribe to Nicole Reloaded, okay? A beautiful content creator. Thank you, baby. Yes, Morgan, I love you. Tracy, beautiful live tonight. Thank you, Tracy. People are misunderstanding. I think people are misunderstanding Funky. He agreed with what OG says, colorism. He just thinks OG also does not have the best personality. I get it on both sides. They singled her out because of her look and build. OG not pretty enough for the clique. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think that's why they can't see the colorism behind it, because they just don't like her. They just don't like her, and not liking her. But what the issue is you can't, it's unethical to not like somebody for the reasons that they don't like her. OG came onto this cast wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, friendly, ready to be amongst the other girls. And because she was her own woman, because she marched to the beat of her own drum, because she was unique in that way, something I can really resonate with, because I don't fit in either. I'm very different. I'm very unique. So when I go into normal spaces, of course I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be critiqued. I'm going to go through all of those things. But, all OG has done is stand up for herself. And I think, just like the girls, I think that Funky also got a problem with the fact that OG ain't cutting, she ain't doing no backflipping to make up with them bitches, because she ain't got nothing to make up with. It's them who need to do all the cartwheeling. She's clear about the fact that I'm not the problem. And she's been clear about, if you want a problem, I'll give you a problem. And she's been clear about the fact that, once again, she ain't cutting no corners. Because even if she didn't look right in her fashions, these were her fashions to not look right in. She's the only one who makes a living to go purchase the clothes and to put them together the way that she likes them. And who the hell is a Evelyn or a Shawnee or a Christian or anybody else to be of concern? What they should be more enthused about is that they're not sitting next to a fucking psychopath. What they should be more enthused about is the fact that they are sitting next to a woman who is okay with who she is and who's made a living for herself and follow her dreams of being an athlete, okay? And also is happy about the relationship she's in, because these women are single every other season. They're divorced every other season. They're changing partners every other goddamn season. And there were so many positive things to focus on rather than the superficial, stupid shit. And then for people to think that OG is the problem for having an attitude with these women and keeping that attitude there, because they haven't changed their tune. They're still looking for her to change hers so that that change of tune can solicit their affection. That's that's an emotional manipulation to make you appear to be crazy, and for me to be a problem to you, and then to use you having a problem with the fact that I am a problem to you against you, and then to kind of dial it back a little bit and make and to suggest that if you would just be more of what I want you to be, then I would be nicer to you, and to literally expect you to think of me in such a way that you should cut through those type of hoops and loops for my affection and my attention. I mean, that's literally what narcissism fucking is. I mean, it's the mental and emotional manipulation of it all. They had an issue with her standing by CeCe's side. All OG did was help CeCe to be confident and self-assured, and those women didn't like that. When they got on OG ass about her jumping into Byron's business, or her outing the family secret, and as a CeCe said, it wasn't even a damn secret. That's why uh the alleged father could come up on national TV and say, that's not my biological son, because that's not a fucking family secret. But what they hated about OG is that not only was she a strong woman, but she was in the business of making other bitches bad bitches too. She was in the business of making other women not be meek and ass kissing, but to be able to give the middle finger to these bitches. They couldn't stand it. That's why they wanted to come in between her and CeCe's relationship. And they tried to do everything they could by either claiming OG was talking about CeCe or CeCe was talking about OG. And then when CeCe started letting a little bit of OG kind of wear off on her, and she started being like, well, yeah, I fucking said it. And yeah, I fucking meant it. They then tried to... I mean, these women literally have a problem with strong women. They just do. They have a issue with secure women and women who don't give a damn about their friendship, who don't give a damn about their approval, who just don't give a damn. Okay? It is not it is not by coincidence that CeCe and OG have been singled out over the past few seasons. And CeCe only became more dislikable to the women because OG was showing her and giving her a tutorial on how to not give a fuck, and they couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. So I don't think OG is unlikable. If anything, I think that OG's presence on the show has actually made me realize how much I don't like any other women. And OG's presence actually just exposed who the hell everybody else is. As much as they thought they were going to make OG the butt of the joke, all they actually did was expose they fucking selves and fall on their own fucking sword. And now karma has come back for that ass, and they are being served a hot piping plate of karmic debt, baby. They're eating it and motherfucking eating it. And I'm here. I'm here for it. I am. No lie. No lie. I'm here for it. Because I get what's happening. I see what's happening. Metaphysically, spiritually, socially. I totally get it. OG got my support. Those women, they're having to eat some humble pie, but I hope that the end result is actual humility and they wake the hell up. Wake the hell up. Now, on that note, I will see you guys later. Bye.